Element Red, and has a Z ability 3 that buffs episode Frieza Saga Z, character Goku, and tags Super Warrior allies. Krillin is a support character that assists allies in a variety of ways, and has great synergy with the Goku we just announced. Let's start with Krillin's starter ability. It will boost the damage inflicted of episode Frieza Saga Z allies by a whopping 50%, and even boost their damage guard and health restoration by 20%. This powerful buff alone makes Krillin an excellent teammate for Goku. That's not all, because when Krillin returns to standby, allies' ki and health will be restored. When Krillin is defeated, you'll gain Dragon Balls, restore allies' health, and also boost their damage inflicted. One way to use Krillin is to return Krillin to standby early in the fight to restore the health and ki of allies, then use the on-defeat effect late in the fight to support them further. Krillin isn't only about support though. This character has disruptive effects and can even resist big attacks. When Krillin enters the battlefield, all of the enemy's arts costs will go up, and their strikes and blast arts power will go down. In other words, this effect reduces both their firepower and their ability to combo. As for resisting big attacks, when the enemy unleashes an ultimate arts or rising rush, Krillin will cancel their attribute upgrades and shorten allies' sub-counts. This effect activates while Krillin is undefeated, so you can avoid big attacks by swapping to an ally or just let Krillin take the hit to try and activate the on-defeat buffs. Use these effects as the situation demands. Let's end it here for Krillin and move on to Ultra Super Saiyan Goku.
As the doomsday clock winds down, the ultimate battle begins.
Fine, have it your way. I'll just blast you into oblivion like I did that other Earthling.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about Krillin? Goku! Don't you dare talk about Krillin! Don't you dare talk about Krillin!
There's no way you could defeat me!
There! Yeah, there you are!
Saiyan Goku is element yellow and has a Z ability 2 that buffs episode Frieza Saga Z and tags Saiyan allies. With the Ultra ability, Goku will get a buff to damage inflicted based on the number of tagged Saiyan characters in your party. So we recommend building a party with the powerful tagged Saiyan characters released in parts 1 and 2. One of Goku's strengths is high attack power based around the unique gauge. The unique gauge charges over time, and if you use a strike or blast arts while the unique gauge is full, it will be consumed in order to activate powerful offensive effects, including boosting Goku's damage inflicted, drawing 2 cards, and preventing any enemies from switching. One effective way to use this unique gauge would be to fill it to max and then return Goku to standby, so that you can prevent enemies from switching at any time. Then, the next time you land a combo, you can bring Goku back in, chain together arts or set up a rising rush, and finish off the enemy while they are unable to switch out. Another one of Goku's strength is that this character powers up based on the number of times the unique gauge has been consumed. If you've consumed it at least once, then when Goku enters the battlefield, you'll get a boost to damage guard and destroy 2 enemy cards. Plus, if you've consumed it twice or more, Goku will penetrate endurance and nullify element disadvantages. Consuming the gauge just once will raise Goku's defensive abilities, so we recommend you first focus on attacking and receiving enemy attacks with Goku to fill up the unique gauge and consume it early. Now for Goku's third strength, an easy to use special arts. It's a wide range special arts, so it's easy to steal back your turn for offense, and because it nullifies special cover changes, you can safely combo into other arts. Not only that, but on hit, you will draw special move arts. Goku will get a boost to special move arts damage, up to maximum of 100%. whenever an ally is hit by an enemy arts attack. So, combining this buff with the switch prevention from consuming the unique gauge will let you dish out huge damage. Last but not least, we have Goku's most important ability. Goku has a new effect called KO Guard. With KO Guard, when an ally receives an attack that would defeat them, Goku will jump in to interrupt the attack and prevent that ally from being defeated. Plus, if Goku is the one who gets KO'd, then Goku will recover 70% health and keep on fighting. You can imagine that it's like having a combat character that can also prevent an ally from being defeated. Of course, the effect will only activate once, but it can give you a lot of confidence just knowing that no matter when one of your character gets defeated, Goku is there to save them. Goku's individual power is incredibly high, but compared to other Ultra characters released during past anniversaries that are more specialized as solo carries, Goku also excels at team play, with ways to boost allies' damage inflicted and the new KO Guard effect. That's all for Super Saiyan Goku. From episode Frieza Saga Z, Third Form Frieza is coming as an event-exclusive character. If this character is in a party with other episode Frieza Saga Z or tag lineage of evil characters, then upon entering the battlefield, it will get a boost to damage inflicted and shorten ally subcounts. You could even build an episode Frieza Saga Z party with the Krillin and Goku we just introduced. Third Form Frieza gets a buff to blast damage inflicted and a reduced special move arts cost when you use blast arts cards, so this attacker can make full use of both blast and special move arts. You can collect Z power throughout the event, and it's only through this event that you can go for max limit break, so be sure to have that as your goal. Final Form Frieza full power is Element Green, and has a Z ability too, that buffs episode Frieza Saga Z, and tag lineage of evil allies. Frieza's greatest characteristic is overwhelming offensive power, pure and simple. What makes that power possible is Death Beam, the second ever active gauge following Ultra Son Gohan Beasts. If Son Gohan Beasts Special Beam Cannon is something like one-shot kill, then Death Beam is an active gauge with somewhat low power that you will fire off over and over again in order to build up damage. Let's dive into the details. This active gauge will charge over time, and when it has at least 40% charge, you can tap in to fire off a Death Beam. Just like that, you can deal damage to the enemy. But it doesn't just deal damage. It nullifies special cover changes, and if you land it, you can even combo into an arts. It might help to think about it like a long-range special arts. Some powerful ways to use Death Beam include using it during a combo to keep the combo going or using it when your opponent tries a blast arts to steal the offense. Frieza's active gauge charges pretty fast, so you can keep on firing off Death Beams to rack up damage with a flurry of attacks. All of that makes Death Beam quite powerful, but get this, it has no recovery period, so there's no delay before you can act again. Even if your enemy is able to evade the attack, unless it was perfect banish, you'll be able to dodge their counterattacks. Frieza also has a unique gauge that has great synergy with this active gauge. The unique gauge is the type that charges whenever a card is used, and when it fills up, it will charge the active gauge by 30%. Then, if you use the active gauge when the unique gauge is full, you'll be able to draw a card, nullify element disadvantages, and penetrate endurance. In other words, using cards to fill the unique gauge to max will make using Death Beam easier. Then, if you use Death Beam while the unique gauge is at max, you'll have an opportunity to attack with your element disadvantages nullified, and with the ability to penetrate enemy endurance. Focus on using the active and unique gauges to charge and activate Death Beam and deal big damage to enemies. Frieza has a powerful special arts as well. On activation, it charges the unique gauge, and on hit, it inflicts all enemies with subcounts, so you can prevent your opponent from switching before dealing damage. Frieza isn't lacking in defensive abilities either, since this character has endurance and more. And that's all we have to share about Final Form Frieza Full Power.